The tale of the poor farmer, his beautiful wife, and a rich neighbor. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a humble farmer named Caleb. Caleb was a man of simple means, known for his honesty, diligence, and kindness. Though he had little wealth, he was blessed with a beautiful and devoted wife named Amina. Amina's grace and charm were well known in the village, and Caleb considered himself the luckiest man alive. The couple shared a deep love and trust, and though they didn't have much, their home was always filled with laughter, warmth, and joy. Their neighbor, however, was quite the opposite. This man, named Burhanu, was wealthy beyond measure. He owned vast lands, had a grand mansion, and wore the finest clothes. But with all his riches, Burhanu lacked what he truly desired, a genuine love. When he looked across his fields at the humble home of Caleb, he envied the happiness shared between the poor couple. Soon, his admiration of Amina's beauty grew into desire. A selfish man by nature, Burhanu became determined to make Amina his own. One afternoon, as Caleb was out in the fields working, Burhanu approached their modest home. Amina, being polite, greeted him as she would any other visitor. But Burhanu's intentions were clear. "Amina," he began with a charming smile, "you're the most beautiful woman in this village. But look at your clothes, they're old and faded. A woman of your beauty deserves the finest garments, the best jewelry. Doesn't your husband love you enough to buy you such things?" Amina was taken aback. "My husband loves me deeply," she replied. "He works tirelessly to provide for us." Burhanu smiled, feigning sympathy. "But love is shown through actions, Amina. If Caleb truly loved you, wouldn't he adorn you in the best clothes? Come, leave him. Marry me, and I promise to dress you in silk and jewels. You'll be the envy of all women in this village." Amina shook her head and dismissed Burhanu, but his words lingered in her mind. Each day, Burhanu returned while Caleb was away, repeating his words and tempting her with promises of luxury. Gradually, Amina began to wonder, why doesn't Caleb buy me beautiful things? The seed of doubt was planted. That evening, Amina confronted Caleb. "Caleb," she said softly, "I've been wearing the same old dress for years now. Couldn't you buy me a new one?" Caleb looked at her with love. "Amina, to me, you are the most beautiful woman in the world. You don't need fancy clothes for me to love you." But Amina, swayed by Burhanu's words, replied with frustration, "But others look at me and think that you don't care. If you truly love me, wouldn't you want me to look my best?" Caleb's heart ached. Though he had been saving money for a new plow, he decided that his wife's happiness came first. The next day, he took his savings to the market and returned with a beautiful dress for Amina. She was overjoyed and embraced him. "Thank you, Caleb. Now I know you love me," she whispered. But Burhanu was not one to give up easily. When he saw Amina in her new dress, he smirked. A pretty dress, indeed. But a true man would give his beloved jewelry, gold necklaces, rings, and bracelets to show his devotion. "What has your husband given you, Amina?" Though Amina tried to ignore him, doubt crept back into her heart. She wondered why Caleb, if he loved her, wouldn't give her more. That night, she again confronted her husband, asking him for gold jewelry. Heartbroken but devoted, Caleb decided to seek help from his brother to make his wife happy. In exchange for the loan, Caleb agreed to work tirelessly in his brother's stony field to repay his debt. With the money, he bought Amina a gold necklace and rings. Amina was delighted and thought herself fortunate to have a husband who would go to such lengths for her happiness. But Berhanu was relentless. "Jewelry is not enough," he said to Amina the next day. "True love can work miracles. A husband who truly loves his wife can make miracles happen just for her." Amina pondered this strange idea, and Berhanu visited her daily, insisting that love could indeed create miracles. Caleb began to notice a change in Amina. She seemed distant and sad. When he finally asked her what was wrong, she replied, "If you truly loved me, you'd make miracles happen for me, just like Berhanu said." Caleb's heart sank. He could not bear the thought of losing Amina, so he went to a quiet place to pray, asking God for guidance. Later, while working in his brother's field, he met a mysterious stranger, a wise old man who sensed his sorrow. "Why do you look so troubled?" asked the stranger. Caleb explained his predicament, and the stranger handed him 2 sticks, saying, "With the first stick, you can turn anyone into a donkey. With the second, you can turn them back into a person. Use them wisely." Caleb thanked the stranger, filled with hope. When he returned home, he showed Amina the sticks. "These sticks are a miracle," he told her, turning her into a donkey with a touch and then back into her human form. Amina was amazed, and for the first time, truly saw the love and sacrifice her husband had given her. That day, Berhanu arrived, and Amina, empowered by the knowledge of her husband's love, turned him into a donkey with the first stick. She led the donkey to Caleb's field, where it would work to repay the pain it had caused. Years passed, and the donkey, once a wealthy man, labored under the sun, carrying heavy loads and plowing fields. Caleb and Amina grew wealthier as a result, but more importantly, they grew closer, grateful for each other and for the life they shared. One day, as the donkey stood old and frail, Caleb took pity on it. With the second stick, he transformed Berhanu back into a man. But Berhanu was no longer the proud, handsome neighbor he had once been. He was bent and humbled. "Learn from this," Caleb told him. "True love does not demand miracles. It finds joy in small acts of kindness and sacrifice." Ashamed, Berhanu bowed his head, thanked Caleb for his mercy, and left the village, never to be seen again. From that day on, Amina and Caleb lived in peace, their love now stronger and wiser. They understood that true happiness wasn't found in gold, fine clothes, or miracles, but in the unwavering devotion they held for each other. They spent the rest of their days together, each more grateful than the last, cherishing every moment they had. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thank you.